Hello everybody, welcome to Road to Worlds 24, a series I'm starting up looking at, as the title says, my road to the World Championships in 2024. That's a lot of confidence in that statement, because am I going to make it to Worlds 24? Who knows? But I thought this would be a fun series either way. It's going to be interesting because at the very least it'll offer me like a nice retrospective at the end, seeing my progress and things like that. I think more than anything that's the most important part of all this. It's looking back at the journey and seeing how I did, maybe improve for next time I go for the exact same thing. Not the exact same thing, that'd be Worlds 25. For World 24 again, I'd be time traveling. I'm not capable of that, I don't think. But I am capable of getting to Worlds 24. Full confidence in that. Not that my previous results are anything to reflect that, but listen, we'll talk about that, shall we? Let's start with my previous season's results of 2022 to 2023. I will say I started a little bit of a disadvantage because we didn't have any cups or challenges until April 14th of this year, 2023. And I did two events. One was a regional in Liverpool where I came 258th out of 761. 258th in some tournaments is actually, you know, still points, but there we go. That was playing Arceus Duraludon at Liverpool. I went 4-3-2. I was quite proud of that, I'll be honest. It was my first tournament. I felt like I played as well as I could. I didn't realise during that tournament as well how close I came to actually having 5 wins at one point, but that's neither here nor there. I didn't make it, and you know, it was a good experience, my first one. Next event I went to straight after a regional, was EUIC, the European International Championships. I played Arceus Tina there. I bet you're starting to notice a pattern there. That was a 4-4-1 to finish 633rd out of 1,524. So that's something, right? That's still pretty good. We're in the top third there, just about, kind of, maybe. Oh, I seem to have like a really good pattern of finishing in the top third. So if I can get points finishing top third in things, I'll be alright. I'll get there. The next up was Manaflux League Challenge, the first one they did in the post-COVID era. That was, again, Arceus Tina, 3-2-0 for a 4th place out of 19 points. A 4th place out of 19, and my first championship points ever. 10 championship points off that, so that was really cool. Next up was the Manaflux League Cup, which was again Arctina. That was 2 wins, 3 losses, and 0 ties for 16th out of 27. Not great. And then the following one was a League Cup where I went 1-3 at Griffin's Gaming in Erdington, and that was playing Oink Cologne because I thought I could play something funny and get wins. Absolutely not. Well, I got 1, but you know, am I counting that? Absolutely not. So that's the previous season's results. From that, you can kind of guess I've got a lot of leeway in like where I can set goals and things like that. The very first goal, or first 2 goals I want to talk about, is making day 2 in a regional and winning a league challenge. Some would say maybe aim for League Cup win because that's probably the more impressive thing, but I always believe in stepping stones. I believe setting yourself small goals that are actually like relatively easy to achieve, then move on. Don't set easy goals and then go, well, I'm done. Use them as stepping stones. I've made this goal, let's get to the next goal. So the first one is win a league challenge. I'm going to make like almost a bingo card, I think, and see what I can get crossed off on this, because I think it'd be quite fun to do. So win a league challenge, top 4 a cup, win a league cup. I think those are the first 2. And then winning a League Cup into a day 2 into the regionals is probably the next way to go about it. It's going to be interesting because I've got a few goals and I'm going to get them properly written down somewhere so I can actually like keep track of them. Maybe not even reveal them until like at the end of the season, but we'll see how we go on that. I think going on those little step-ups though is like the important thing. I think I could build like a little thing across the wall that just like a little, what are they called? It was in The Simpsons, I think, where Homer was looking at Edison as like it was the invention episode where he had like the horse and he made this, and then Edison was like all the way over here, and then he goes to see the Edison Museum, and he's the same with like, is it who is it? It's another scientist. I feel really stupid for not remembering, but like he's even further along, and Homer realizes, oh, he's just like me. Yeah, I feel like I could do that quite easy where I've got like stepping stones of goals, so that might be a big thing to do, actually. I'm literally just thinking about this while I'm recording the video, so as usual, I'm scrambling all over the place. I've got like a list here, but like, am I following it? Absolutely not. But yeah, there's definitely some goals. So win a League Cup, win a League Challenge, day 2, get top 32, top 16, top 8. I've got so many little goals that I want to get done, and some of them are like almost necessary to even get to Worlds, if that makes sense. Like if I'm not winning League Challenges and League Cups, what chance do I have of even getting to Worlds, let alone placing well? You know what I mean? So Yeah, there's the little goals. So let's talk about what we have to do for points. It's probably like the best thing to do, right? So I've had a look at like previous history where it comes to like world qualifications and things. The goal for the Europe, I'm talking about Europe here because I am a European player. The goal to get to Worlds seems to be anywhere between 250 to 500 championship points. It's varied each year, but the average seems to be 350. 350 points seems to be like a typical score. So how are we getting there? We have 4 event types. We have League Challenges, League Cups, Regional Championships, and International Championships. They've all got their own best finish limits. So, your best 8 results from Challenges, 8 from Cups, 6 Regionals, and 4 from Internationals are the ones that count. So if you're aiming for 350 points, you could do all of that domestically, as in you do not need to leave your country and you could qualify for Worlds, which feels weird because you're going from like not going anywhere at all, you know, staying in England, staying in the UK, to then traveling across the world to go compete against like people from all over the place. But that is a typical Pokemon season. If you don't know, I've only got into Pokemon in the last year or so, or competitively, so I'm getting a lot of my information secondhand and online and things. But yeah, so 15 points for winning a challenge gives you a maximum of 135. 50 points for a cup gets you a maximum of 400. So already with 8 cup victories, you are qualifying for World. 6 best finishes for regionals. 6 best finishes for regionals at 200 points each takes you to 1200, and the 4 internationals, which I'll go to 1. I don't have any intentions of doing more than 1. 500 points for winning that for a total of 2000. So you are quite easily qualifying for Worlds, I think, next year, depending on where they put the goalposts. 350 being typical is okay. Even if they went all the way up to 500, if you've got like 8 best finishes of challenges and cups and you win all of those, you're already at 535 just domestically, not including your own regionals and your own internationals. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I've not even achieved a goal of winning a challenge yet. I've top 4 to challenge, so the capability for me is there, I feel. But yeah, we'll see how we go from there. Regional schedule, we still don't know what's going on with that yet, so there's not much to talk about there. But typically we'll have 2 in the UK, be it 2 regionals or the regionals and the internationals. We had the internationals in 23, so I doubt we're going to have it for 24. And I probably have plans to do at least 1 German one, because why the hell have I been learning German for the past year if I'm not going to use it? And I genuinely want to do a US one. I definitely want to do a US one if World Championships isn't in the US. I think based on trends, we did Europe last year, we're doing Asia this year. I think next year we're expecting an American World Championships, so my want to travel to America is kind of like sated by Worlds. If Worlds isn't in the US for next year for whatever reason, I'd love to do a regional there just to see what it's like more than anything else. I think I've roughly got my plan of what I want to do. I want to hit at least 3 regionals, 1 international, and I want to try and get at least top 4s in as many challenges and cups as possible. Preferably wins, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to assume anything, you know. Current decks and stuff like that aside, I'm still not entirely comfortable with any deck at the moment, so we'll see whether that changes further down. But yeah, current archetypes aren't my favourite, so we'll see how it goes. Let's put it that way. A final thing I want to talk about, again, going back to challenges and cups, I think it's going to be interesting. And I'm in a very fortunate position where I've got at least 1 locals that does challenges every month. So worst case scenario, I've got at least 12 of those to do in the next season. But I have plans to like potentially travel a little bit to do some of those, but I'm definitely planning on traveling for some cups. I ideally want to be doing at least 2 of those a month, but there's no guarantees of being able to do so. I've got 1 place locally, again, same place I can do the challenges, that's Manaflux, and there's a couple of places nearby within an hour travel, basically, that are also doing cups, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, back to what I want to do with this series. Basically, I'm going to be doing monthly updates of where I am with my championship points, where my results have been, how I found certain decks. I want to follow what other people are doing as well. I've already spoken to a group of friends who also go to Manaflux. I've asked about them joining as well, and, you know, basically interviewing some of them on their goals and things like that, and where they want to finish, what they're planning on doing, and also do some like vlog style episodes as well, especially if we're traveling for like regionals and things like that. I feel like doing a travel vlog style episode or two would be really fun to do as well, and hopefully do some like interviews of more people that are around at those tournaments as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where this series goes. If you can't tell from this intro video of it, it's probably going to be rambly. It's going to be all over the place, but I'm trying my best. I do write down, like, I've got all of this written down here. I don't know how much of you can see. I've got all of that written down, so I know exactly what I want to talk about. But have I followed it? Have I given myself any kind of flowchart? Absolutely not. It's just chaotic energy, which is my specialty at this stage. But yeah, if you've got this far and you've understood what I've been rambling on about, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. There is a cat as a thank you. I'll be doing more of this. Again, I'm going to try and do a monthly update on what's going on with the Road to the Worlds. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But until then, thank you very much for watching. All my social media links are in the description below, and I shall see you in the next one. See ya!